Good morning. Taco Tuesday it is. Good morning, good peoples. Morning bell just rung. Um, Today is a very, very busy, busy day. Um, After having a high day yesterday and that market day starting to slow down and starting to flatten. Um, this day is another good makeup day. Are you prepared to make money? Are you ready for it? This is something we need to get ready for. I'm prepared. Um, I had a conversation last night with a co-worker talking about owners, owners and workers, or slaves and masters, and how everything started, and how to get a lot of stuff started just by starting to invest. Let's go ahead and open up. Let's go ahead and open up. See what all's going on around here. Look like we have I'm in the middle of a call option with Starbucks. The call option that I purchased is basically saying that I think Starbucks is going to go up to $78, which I think is very possible. This contract it doesn't end until the 22nd, so still got three good working days for this contract to be live. I think it's possible due to the fluctuation and the patterns that it's been been going on with it. Um, and based off the long-term holds, um, Starbucks to invest in it as a buyer last week when it hit around 70. The closer it got to $70 is the best time to buy for the long-term hold. And this is something that I explained yesterday. Shout out to Ian Dunlap with the Red Panda Group. Uh, he suggests that you something that I do is go to Yahoo Finance. It's something that he suggests that you do as well, because when you look at companies, their ticker, and you open it up in Yahoo Finance, and you open up the full view, full screen view, that you can go back to a 2-year mark to see the highest out of their 52 week, and then after you see what the highest is, something that we did yesterday, we saw that they almost hit $100 per share. It was pretty close to it. It's $99. per share, you basically cut it down by 30%. When you cut it down to 30%, you end up with around 70. So the, the good buy point for Starbucks would be around $70 per share, and so its correction price for people to start buying again, it at least uh, starts to get around that target price of $70 per share until its analytics goes up for the next 2 years. And but since its high point was around $99, take away 30%, and that you should end up around $70. So the closer you are to $70 to buy, Starbucks has a long-term hold. We're not talking about no quick day trade here, people. We're talking about you're actually investing and you're buying stocks in this company and you hold it 1 or 2 years. That market price to buy is always at 30% less than its top high, which would be around $70. So, and then we went back and we saw the last time that Starbucks hit around $70, so good buying points to actually buy. And those points were last week on the 14th. That's the last time it got to $70. One time a month or one time a quarter, it would at least happen for its correction for you to come in and buy at its sweet market price. Like I said, it's the perfect time to make some money. I'm prepared to make some. I got a lot of friends, a lot of family that's prepared to make some. In some instances, money is energy. Energy is a vibration. If you're prepared to receive it, you also have to be prepared to delegate it to a certain place. So, Starbucks is still going up. I'm hoping it'll get around at least $77.07 so I can hit my target price, which would allow me to sell my call option for around 80 bucks. Once I sell my call option for around 80 bucks, this price right here that is says it's 198, 192 and some change, that will change and it will say about 240 after that. Yeah, so it's gonna fluctuate all day. It might not. I had a good conversation about Madison Square Garden yesterday. Looking at Madison Square Garden, we know Madison Square Garden is a place for sports and sports entertainment. Not only for sports entertainment, but also it's um, a great place for events, such as boxing matches, comedy specials. This place is actually used for a lot. Hockey matches, women's basketball, uh, awards and appreciation landmarks, and they actually employ 13,000 people. And with sports being down currently right now, you would think that this company as a stock would tank, and it has not. Now, it is not where it it's not close to where its high is when it's banging. Um, for its 52-week high or yearly high, it's around $316 per share, and that's something that we're not seeing right now. And its low is around $148.50 per share. And right now they're fluctuating in between 166 and 167 per share. And you would think this would be lower, but you know it's around its sweet mark too. So if you had some money stashed away and you wanted to get some compound interest over time, this would be the stock to buy. It would be the stock to buy. Talking about real good compound interest. Because we know once sports are going to once sports go back up, and we're pretty sure that they are, it's going to make it squat again. Let's look at some market news and see what's going on. U.S. stock futures drift after Monday's sharp rally. Yesterday we had some sweet rises, and then by the end of the market day, which is around 4 o'clock p.m., everything slowed down. And what determines the momentum of the market, as far as I see, is the futures trading. And so U.S. stock futures drift after Monday's sharp rally. That means the future trading that normally goes on to pick things up didn't happen, so there was no momentum to it. Neither coronavirus nor trade tension can stop U.S. companies' push into China. Don't know what that's about, but I do remember that Walmart had its quarterly reading, and they actually went up a little over 2% due to the online orders of things to purchase since the lockdown started here in the United States. And it looks like slowly that 2% is going down as today's market continues to go. Tesla's China car registration plunges 64% month on month in April. Well, March and April, those are 2 months that are they don't project on how the year is gonna go, but with us being halfway through it almost, it's a big deal. But we still got 7 more months to go. Well, 6 more months to go. We still got it to go. We're gonna be patient. Alibaba is up. Microsoft is up. Most of my tech stocks don't look like they're having a good day today. Micron or work is still in the green, but look like it's going down too. AMD is going up. Look like it's starting to flatten. When it comes to techs with the tech companies, so my screen is blurry. Let me check. Let me see something. Probably got too much going on. So yeah, with the tech stocks have been keeping the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones alive when it's pertaining to keeping the market afloat. Just so far, based off of what we're seeing. Sorry if it's still blurry. Um, Looking at ETFs, yep, looks like the SPY is going down. So this might be a down day for the market. At least it's going down a little bit so far. Today, SPY opened up at 294.35, and yeah, went down about 50 cents already. Almost a dollar is fluctuating between. Hope it recovers some. I need Starbucks to get up to about $77, but it looks like it's having a day too. So I think I might have to sell where I'm at and try to recoup it with yeah, if I sell it where it's at and try to recoup it with a put, I might be better off. I don't know. See what other news we got. Oh, look like everything's freezing a little bit today. So, Walmart sales surge. That's because of the orders during the lockdown that we had. Hey, MU is tanking too. Disney changes leadership 6 months after launch. Disney Plus. Um, Wall Street Journal says landlords fume at Starbucks and chains seek extended rent cuts. New commercial rent was that was going to happen to it. Yep, yep. I'm gonna go to some news concerning stock market with the CSNBC. Let's see what they talking about on the Thinkorswim platform as it comes back up. See what they talking about. It may be somebody else talking today that's causing the motion of this market motion. So this morning, for market time split, let's see what CSNBC is talking about. One of the things I like that's good about this Thinkorswim tool is you could bring up Trader TV. I know it does CSNBC. I wish it did the Bloomberg channel as well, but it doesn't. Bloomberg channel is get that on a different app, different phone app. But we'll see why there's so much low movement in the market as of right now. See what's going on. I mean, it's still early in the day, so it might pick back up. Look like Starbucks is starting to pick up a little bit. It was at its low was around 75.60 for today. Look like it's starting to pick back up around 76.49. If I expand the more, yeah, they opened up at 76.38. Their low for today was 75.76, and their high right now is on the 76.54, which didn't start out, which only jumped up 16 cents since it started. And I expect for Starbucks to at least go up to $77.07. See what they talk
Let's
about.
get to Jim and stop trading.
Yeah, 3 months ago, there was a stock called Novavax, NVAX, and it was at $7. And now it's at 54. The company is another one of the vaccine competitors to Moderna and the rest. And it's the $250 million they filed for in stock. And the stock's only down $2.60. Be careful. I mean, a stock that's up 1,278% this year is a stock that may not be able to hold. They were on air with me the first time I wanted to put them on, but our restrictions of the size of a company, we couldn't have them on. Now everybody's crazy about it. I just want people to be careful because people hate this who've been gunning this stock, but not everybody's going to win in this. And Novavax is very confident, but so is everybody else. And they're raising money, and I just say be a little cautious.
Yep, that's a good way to put it, Jim.
Yeah, when you're up 1200%.
How about tonight?
Okay, so we have a company called Ping, which is another one of the companies that makes it so that you can work at home securely. And then we have a company called Five9, which is contact center, which this is really the rage. How do you get, when someone calls, how do you get customer service? What do you do? And this guy's built an unbelievable company, Five9. And we want to speak to them. I have all these companies that are, what do we do when you work at home? These are two guys. These are work at home guys.
So it looks like they ain't talking about why it's going down yet, but it's still going down. Let's see. Starbucks is going back up. Let's see if anybody else is going back up. Look like they still had red on their screen. So even though Starbucks is going back up, MU is look like it's making a V, trying to get back up. AT&T still going down. Tesla still down. Disney still down. Verizon still down. So a lot of these companies are still down. I always look at these ETFs right here: SPY, VTI, IVV, VOO, and QQQ. QQQ is going up. This is a Vanguard ETF right here. And it's funny because these other three above it, VOO and IVV and VTI, these are also Vanguard ETFs, which is kind of weird for these three to be down. Look like it's trying to make its way back up, but QQQ remaining to be up over its down. So I'll click on QQQ and see what it looks like up close. Looks like it's made a V, but it's made a V over its starting point. So when we look at 930, it had a swift sharp going up, and then it went down at 950, and then it went right back up. So it did a V, but at its lowest point in that V, it's still higher than the starting point. Starting point was at 227.66. Its down point in the V, 227.85. Still higher than its starting point. Not by much, but still higher. I talked yesterday that V also has a short. I mean, not V, but QQQ also has a short. When this ETF is not going so well, its short rises up. So a short is basically saying that that you're going against the bull market, that you think it's going to go down, bear. So instead of it being QQQ, it's just SQQQ for the short QQQ. But the thing is, I don't think you can see it on. Oh yeah, there it is. And the price range is way different than QQQ. Like its price range starting out for today is hovering around this $10 mark. But as you can see, it's the exact opposite of what QQQ looks like on the graph. Now this is an ETF that you could purchase, but you don't want it to stay in your portfolio for a long time because it'll kill your portfolio. Like you can see that it's hovering around that $10 mark. And it's not going up because this ETF is actually up itself. Now if the ETF was going down, like the VTI was down and the VOO was down, this would actually be the opposite of that. But since QQQ is up, the short of QQQ is always going to be down. Same thing for like the SPY. I always said the opposite of the SPY would be the UV. Where's it at? The UVXY. So however the SPY is right now, the UVXY should be the opposite of that. So looking at this short futures ETF, see how it started out and then it had a sharp up and now it's having a sharp down. I bet when we look at the SPY that it's just now starting to recover. It had an opposite motion, had a sharp down, and now it's working its way back up. Now if we look at this short and then we look at the SPY, it should be opposite of each other. Yep. Just the emotion when I say the opposite of each other, I'm talking about the pattern of the graph that it's making. Now it's on its way up, and it's not at its target mark for today. That's the only reason it's not showing in green, but it's actually higher than what it started out for today. Today, day traders are allowed to trade at 9:30 a.m. and they started at $294.35, and right now it's trading at $294.91. So it had a sharp up. But this color should be green. I'm still not understanding why they haven't turned that green yet when things look like they're about to have a sharp up. So my call option is still in the play. If I'm successful in my call option, this should turn into around 240. I still have 1 day trade left out of my 3-day trade, out of a 5-day week, and I get another one back on Thursday, and then I'm gonna go aggressive. Try to go aggressive today. I'm gonna ease up on tomorrow, but I'm gonna go aggressive. No, I'm gonna go aggressive today. I'm gonna try to go aggressive tomorrow, and I'm gonna try to go aggressive Thursday, because Friday they're gonna start to tie it up to end on a high, because Monday is a holiday and they want to come back from that holiday pretty strong. So Tuesday, next Tuesday, I should have one of my day trades back, and then we're going to end the month on the 29th, and hopefully I'll be as close to my goal as possible. If not, I'm going to readjust and make another plan to start investing for the next month. So my my gains for this month is gonna go for me to start buying stocks in the company so I could hold, and I'm looking for companies that I could invest in that I know is going to have some good growth over the next 2 to 5 years. Um, I mentioned yesterday, just briefly, if you're if you're planning on buying and holding stock, um, I'm trying to build up gains by investing in the stock options so I could build up capital to buy other stock so I could hold them. So with me doing that, that's going to allow me to invest into companies, and then I'll just start setting aside money each month just so I can start buying more stocks in companies. And went over briefly yesterday on how I do that, and I'll go over it again at least until my call option sells at 80 cent. Now it should sell right now. Yeah, it should sell right now, which would get me right at 240. And it looks like it has. Yep. So my call options just sold. I predicted that it would sell around $77.07, which it just passed. It's currently at $77.08, 5 cent, and that's when it sold. The stock option that I chose is that um, Starbucks was gonna go to $78 at least, but I chose $78 back when it was only actually $76. So the price that I purchased this call, it wasn't 80 cent times 100 stocks. It was 60 cent times 100 stock at the time, and I knew around $77.07 that I could turn around and sell my call option for $78 for around 80 bucks. Once I sold it for 80 bucks and I bought two of them, that would give me a gain of $20 twice, which would be 40 bucks. That's how I knew it was going to end up around $240. So I plan on doing that at least one more time today, one time overnight, and then get my day trade back on Thursday, and then I'm gonna go aggressive again. When I say aggressive, that means it's gonna be like 2 trades in a day. So since I just sold my call that I had overnight, it's not considered a day trade, it's considered a swing, because I bought a contract and the contract doesn't end until the 22nd. So I could sell it the day that I bought the contract, or I could sell it between the days of the purchase day of the contract and the expired day of the contract. And since it's not on the same day, on tomorrow when I do it, I'm only allowed to do one swing trade tomorrow. I don't have any day trades tomorrow because I'm about to use that trade for right now. So those are the plans that I have. Yeah, I listen to Dr. Boyce Watkins. He's pretty good. Um, I listen to him because I'm big on buying black too. I agree with a lot of things that he says. Um, what you like about him? Shout out to Dr. Boyce Watkins. But what you like about Dr. Boyce Watkins? He's one of the first people I seen online that actually show you how easy it is just to buy stock. And he just opened up a Robinhood account, and I think he picked a stock that was around $5, and he took $5 out of his account and he just purchased it. And he said, "You see how easy that was? Anybody can do it." I was like, "Yeah, that's what's up," because I never knew it was that easy until I saw him do it. And this was about, I want to say it's about 2 years ago. I saw him do it online. So, give you a stock tip on buying stocks and when is a good time to purchase a stock. It's just something that Ian Dunlap goes over with his Red Panda group, and he said it's not a secret, so I'm not sharing any of his secrets. He says it's just a discipline act. So I went to AMD. AMD is going up right now. He said so a company like AMD, if you wanted to, yeah, he does make sense. If you wanted to invest in AMD and you wanted to get in at a good buying price, he said the good buying price for a company is always 30% less than what uh, their top or their highest 52-week price is. So right now, like to get in AMD and just start purchasing AMD, like if I had uh, $56 and I just wanted one stock, this would not be a good time to get in AMD. He said, I'll tell you when was a good time to get in AMD, and it's actually 30% less than their highest. So if we look at AMD at their 52-week high, their 52-week high is hovering around $59. I'm gonna just round it up to $60 just to make the math easy. So we look at $60 and we subtract 30%. 30% is just 18. If 10% of 60 is 6, 20% of 60 is 12, and then 30% of 60 would be 18. If we just subtract 18, the best time to buy AMD would be around $42 a share. And then you have to say, when was this stock at least as low as $42 a share? Then you go back in time, go back a week, see what the graph looked like. At its lowest point in the graph in a week, was was it ever close to 42? Look like it's hovering around 50 and 51. So last week wasn't a good time to buy. Look at it by monthly scale. When was it around 42? Look like the closest that you got to 42 is 49 within a month. Go back 3 months. When was it last around 42? last time it was around 42. Looks like it was back in March, like when the crash first begun. And the crash due to the pandemic. And then after that, it rose up and then it dropped down again around April the 3rd. So about a month, about 6 weeks ago, is the last time it was around $42. But these are the times to actually buy into the stock, like to invest in them. It would be during those down times. They always say that uh, you buy low and you sell high. So you want to buy as close to that 30% deduction mark of its high for the 52 weeks out of the year. Since the 52-week high out of the year is $59.27, you want that third to be around $42. $42.50. I say it was even a good buy 2 weeks ago on the first, almost 3 weeks ago on the first at $49, because you'll have a tremendous gain with the more stocks that you own by the time it gets back up to its 52-week high. A good company is always going to get back up to its 52-week high. Some good growing companies surpass it. So I could see AMD surpassing it in, I say, in about a year or two, maybe quicker than that. If it's at 55 now, almost 56, and its high is 59, yeah, it may surpass it in about 3 months. But he said if you, when I said he, I'm talking about brother Ian Dunlap. He said if you look at all companies like that, investigate them. And he says he doesn't just look at the yearly high. He uses Yahoo Finance, because Yahoo Finance, when you open up their graph, you could look at the 2 year graph, not just a year graph. You can not only look at the year graph, but you could go back 5 years. You can see what they were looking like 5 years ago. 5 years ago, this is Starbucks. 5 years ago, the high in Starbucks was around $64 for the cost of a share of a stock. This was their high. Now their high is $99. So a good purchase price to start buying up some Starbucks stock. I'm talking about as an investor to hold for 2 to 5 years. That price would be, subtract 30%, that's going to be around $70. And then when you look at when's the last time Starbucks was around $70, and you look at it and you see that it was around $70 just last week on the 14th. So last week on the 14th was an excellent time just to buy some Starbucks stock. And then you hold it for 2 years, and then in 2 years it's going to grow substantially, and they call that compound interest over time. The best interest is compound interest in your favor. So I hope that makes sense. Well, you said that makes sense. Well, that's what's up. So I am going to put in another bid. I've been on for 50 minutes. I'm gonna sign out and give a afternoon update this afternoon on how we're doing. Before I sign out, be sure to care for the ones that you love. and to love the ones that you care about for real, for real, for real. If there's somebody that you love and you ain't heard from them in a minute, just reach out to them, let them know that you was just thinking about them. I do that periodically. Talk to you guys later. Peace. I'm gonna just read some news before I sign out.